Okay, welcome to another video. So what have we got here? We have got a WD Blue external hard disk by the look of it, and what we're going to be doing is we are going to be extracting some information for a client from this ancient Toshiba hard disk. So let's have a look to see how much data you get on here. Wow, so this is an ancient 40 gig hard disk, and it's come out of, what have we got here? We've got a Toshiba laptop, Windows XP Home Edition. Wow, that is ancient. So look at this device, look how thick that is. A non-working device, so the customer has said that they've got some data on there that they want to keep hold of. Oh my gosh, look at that. I've not seen one of these for so many years. Not surprised it stopped working, but it had been working up until around about 2 months ago when it stopped working. So we've said that what we will do is to take the hard disk out, which we've already done. We don't need to go through that. But typically, let's get this down here, out of the way. Typically, we've only got a device that will attach to a SATA disk. So we've had to go off and buy an IDE hard drive adapter converter. So this we got from Amazon. It was £22. It's a powered device by a brand that I've never heard of. Fideco, is that how you say it? But apparently it's got 16 terabytes of throughput, so potential speed of 16 terabytes, which I very much doubt, because you're going to be limited to whatever the disk can read at. So without further ado, let's have a look at it. They say it's USB 3 as well, so that's probably where that figure comes from, but they don't seem to realise that if you're attaching it to an IDE device, then you're going to be limited to that speed. So inside, that's pretty well packaged actually. Inside here we've got the actual device itself. Let's see if we can get into that. Just have a little slice across the top there to get that open. So inside, what have we got? Okay, so we've got the USB 3 connector, we've got a power connector, and we've also got external power so that you can plug that into your 3.5 inch drive if you're using it. That just unplugs from this port here. Then we've got our IDE connector on that side, we've got our SATA connector on this side, and we've also got another IDE. So we've got a 2.5 inch and we've got a 3.5 inch IDE connector. In the box as well, we've got a power adapter. So this is a 12 volt adapter, and we've got a selection of pins for the plug. So we're in the UK, so let's go ahead and install the UK plug. Okay, so that goes in halfway, clips up and locks, and then we've also got our USB 3 cable. So let's get into that. We've got a warranty card. Good old warranty from China. Excellent. So this actually feels a really good USB cable. I think this is probably a definite, genuine, reliable cable. It's really thick. So the way to connect this is this plugs into the USB port there. The other end will plug into whatever device you're using, and then we'll be able to connect the pins on the device. So you've got a block pin or a blocked hole on here, which corresponds to the missing pin on the IDE interface. So let's get that connected carefully, making sure that you don't bend the pins. The next thing that we want to do is we want to connect our power, because that's what it says we need to do. So we'll do that. We'll switch that off for the time being. We'll just get it all ready. Like that. And then we need a device. So let's have a look and see if we've got a laptop in here that we can use. So we'll get the laptop powered up. And then we'll get the drive connected. Plug that in over here, like so. And then let's turn that on. See if we get any power out of it. Ah, didn't spot it, but down the side here's a tiny little power switch. So let's switch that on now and see if the device powers up. Excellent, yep, so we can hear that. Get rid of that Dropbox prompt. So as you can see on the device itself, you've got the little activity light that tells us it's doing something. Let's have a look on the laptop itself to see if there's anything going on with that. Okay, so it's detected it as a 40 gig disk. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit on that. And what we're going to do, we're just going to go into the drive and we're going to go into documents and settings on Windows. So let's have a look to see the latest one. So we've got one from October, so let's go in there. Okay, so we've got all the data available. Unbelievably, Windows XP, I actually forgot that they don't seem to have any sort of file permissions at all if you're connecting from something else. So let's have a look to see what else we've got in here. So this is the drive that was given to us to transfer the data over to. So zoom out there. Okay, so this looks like it's actually a 500 gig Western Digital hard disk. So I'm not sure if she gave us the right one. Let's see if we can see anything on this drive. So what I'm doing here, I've just got a SATA to USB connector, so I'm just going to connect the disk to the laptop and see if we can see any data on there. Can you hear that? So that is a faulty disk, so we're not even going to bother to attempt to do anything with that. I think our customer's given us that thinking it was an external hard drive, so I'm going to put that away. Put that back in the box and that can be returned to the client. I've got a 1 terabyte Seagate drive here that I can use. So all we're going to do, we're going to copy all the data from that ancient disk onto an external disk, and then we can transfer that data to the customer by doing a copy and paste. So let's get that plugged in. Pop that. So this is just a 1 terabyte Seagate USB 3 drive. So I'm going to put that behind there. We are interested in this folder here. So we're going to select all, and then we're going to do Control C to copy, and then going to create a new folder here, and we're going to call that client data. And then we're just going to paste all the data in there if we can get access to it. Yep. Okay, so that's going to copy all of the documents onto the USB 3 drive, and once that's done, it's just a matter of packaging the old drive back. I'll leave it out of the laptop. We'll take the laptop back. We'll copy all of the data onto the customer's system, and then that's it. Nothing wrong with that hard disk. So I believe it was an original disk as well, because it's only 40 gigabytes in total size. And it looks like the laptop has finally given up the ghost, and at least we can manage to retrieve the customer's data. Most customers, they want to keep all of their photos, specifically the photos, even more so than the music that they've got. In the old days, you used to have the film cameras, so you always had your photos, but of course now everything's digital. Everyone stores them on their hard disks. And inadvertently they don't do backups, and when everything goes pop and they can't retrieve their data, they're a little disheartened. But luckily there is some good software that we use that you can recover data from failed disks, subject to actually being able to get the disk to spin. You know, this sort of job that we're doing now is very, very simple, because actually there's nothing wrong with a hard disk. It's just ancient, and it was the laptop that went pop. So we'll let this run through, and then once that's done, we'll pack everything up and get it delivered back. Okay, and that's it, absolutely completed. So all we now need to do is to pack everything up and get it shipped back to our client. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this drive that we've got the data on. Okay, so let's switch that off and unplug that and power that down, and then we'll close this, shut that down. Okay, so let's unplug the drive. Let's talk about this. So, any good? Yep, absolutely. So for 22 quid, this will sit in our toolbox. You never know when you're going to come across an IDE drive. You shouldn't really get very many of those nowadays. Everything is SATA, you know. But for those people that like to hold on to the antiques and they want to recover their data, then you're going to need one of these devices, certainly. And I think I thought it was about 22 quid. It's actually £23.99. And in my opinion, that's money well spent, as that will now sit in the toolkit and we can reuse that again and again. I don't suppose we'll be using it much particularly, unlike a normal sort of SATA to USB 3 cable, but you never know. That'll be one really happy customer that we've managed to save all the data from her ancient 40 gig IDE hard drive. If you found that video useful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you've got any comments, just leave them in the description below, or leave us a comment below and we'll get back to you on that. Apart from that, just like to say thanks for watching.